And I do want to say this, then we'll get into the parents. The director apparently spent time at swingers parties in LA to study for this film.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
At least that's what he told. That's what he told his partner anyway.
Yeah. I've got a homework tonight. I've got to, yeah.
I got to do some in-depth study for terror. What did he learn?
Right. It's like, or is this, would you say that this is like the perfect, you'll never need to see another film about swingers again because TerrorVision does it perfectly. What did he learn from his hands-on experience that he applied to this film?
I have
because it kind of just seems like the actors are doing exactly what you would imagine an actor would do when they're told, back when you're a swinger couple.
Yeah, back when they did classifieds in Lord knows what publication, long before Craigslist or anything like that came along. But all right, this movie was really hyped. It's still got, I think, a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. But What say you, film school grad?
Listen, I am pleasantly surprised that such a weird movie was such a big hit. It's like, it's got the stylistic weirdness of like Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, without the pre-existing fan base of Elvis to draw people in. So I'm very surprised, which is what a lot of people like about The Omen. They love that filmic kind of epic, slow-moving procedural vibe to the first one. But for me, I think this is probably got to be more rewatchable.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely disagree with everything you said. Everything you said. And joining us tonight, the man, the myth, the aspiring filmmaker, born in Ithaca, New York, then raised the early part of his life in West Virginia, where the Mothman still haunts desolate areas where people just so happen to smoke a lot of weed. Jackson the Ripper, how are you, buddy?
And harder things than weed. I'm doing great. Sorry I couldn't join you guys for the first Final Destination episode. You guys are holding down the fort just fine. And by the way, before we get into it, when I was editing the episodes, there was one major thing. I just want to say, say my piece and defend Devon Sawa. I think he can act given the right director and script. Okay, you guys mentioned this near the end of the last episode, but he was good in Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
He knows how to have fun in a comedy too. Look, I'm not a card-carrying member of the Devon Sawa fan club, okay, but I don't want to give the impression to the people that HMP is an anti-Sawa podcast, because that is definitely not the case.
No.
I liked Hunter x Hunter too. I'm just saying his early work left quite a lot to be desired.
Hang on now. I think I said I loved Devon Sawa in that last episode.
That is fair. Brian was high on the cast of the first film, and you two other guys, you were railing
hard.
Yeah, don't listen to those scoundrels.
we're old and senile, I guess.
Those curmudgeons over there.
I just had to balance it out. So I feel like everything is equal now. Justice is served. There's 2 for Sawa, 2 against Sawa, and there's peace in the universe.
So you thought his acting in the first Final Destination was good?
So no.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, these parents. Let's talk about these parents. Let's talk about the home decor, shall we?
Yes, please.
What? Where is children's services?
Yeah. So here's the thing about this. It's like, we can get into their weird sex dungeon, but first I just want to talk about
it's not a dungeon. It's the pleasure dome.
Sure. Yes. Sorry.
The biggest jacuzzi I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The house is huge and completely impossible architecturally. It's like a Resident Evil level. You know how in Resident Evil it's like there's a police station and then there's a laboratory under it and like this giant, you know what I mean? That's what this feels like. It's the cheap set design somehow manages to like be pretty immersive. It feels like such a unique vision no matter what you think of it. It's like The Dark Backward or something. I don't know if you've ever seen that. No. This weird, slimy, surreal, like, kind of immersive.
Well, they have this palatial, pervy place with, with a teenage kid, a young kid, and a grandfather with his own panic room in the hallway.
Yeah.
And they've got all that. But like you look around at the paintings on the wall, which are all like something like the first panel of something I would imagine would be like a cartoon in like a 80s porno mag or something. And so they've got all that, like some kind of XXX, bubblegum thing, and it's like, where did they get those paintings? It's like, I'm just imagine that like the set director walked in, to some poor starving artist, starving probably for a good reason in Italy. And he had like 30 of these, and she's like, how much? And he's like, how much you got? He goes, I give you $25 for all of them. And he's like, I did it. And they just threw them all up on the wall. And that was it. Because I was like, nobody painted these for this movie. Tell me nobody did that. They did not commission somebody to do this, right? They had to just find this.
Here's the thing about it. It's like, you have those like graphic, like sexual murals on the wall, but like, who is this movie for? It kind of begs the question, who is this movie for? Because it's rated R, right? It's an R-rated film. It's got like swingers and those murals
with no
on the
nudity
wall.
And no sexual content other than what's on the wall.
Right. But there's one of the main characters is a kid, like Home Alone style, and there's like wacky hijinks and like over the top like comic like cartoon characters. So this feels like a whimsical PG like like a not a Goonies, but maybe the Explorers, something like that. It kind of feels like it's almost trying to go for that vibe, like a Bill and Ted or the Explorers or whatever. But then again, you have the whole swingers side plot, and then the pleasure dome, and Grandpa disintegrates into a disgusting slime puddle, and it's like, who is this movie for? I don't understand what the target audience is. And again, the trailer was like, this wacky comedy. So it's like, I really don't understand how this was pitched.
If this family existed, okay, let's go back to that. First of all, if this was not a banned production, like, could you imagine taking this into Paramount?
No.
I mean, here's the deal. We got two swinging parents. We've got the anti-communist, survivalist grandfather. Mm-hmm. We've got a little kid, and this is 86. And we've got the teenager who's really into metal.
Yeah.
We've covered every demographic. Sex, anti-communism, metal. It's what the kids want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, because, that is a classic band move, right? To make this weird thing that kind of feels like a kid's movie, but then you just throw in a bunch of gore and occasional nudity, like Puppet Master. You know what I mean? It's like, Puppet Master seems like it would be a fun Gremlins, style thing where, Gremlins is dark, but the kids can still watch it. But like, then you've got, in Puppet Master, you've got like that weird like psychic couple that are like really into like kinky sex, and then they think that the leech lady puppet is the other person, and that it's like, who are you making this for, Charles Band?
I have no idea. I would love to, there's got to be a therapist somewhere who owns like a beach house thanks to Charles Band. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There has to be.
When My Bloody Valentine is right there.
Well, sure.
It's kind of like,
but this has obviously got a little bit more of a tongue-in-cheek than My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, I just feel like with Thanksgiving, that was such a breath of fresh air because that niche hadn't been filled. Imagine if somebody made a movie called... Are you telling me that Blood Rage didn't fill your Thanksgiving slasher needs? Come on. That's true. I'll eat my words there. That niche was already filled, and Thanksgiving, made it crowded.
You've got with Blood Rage. You've got Louise Lasseter sitting on the phone talking. Sitting on the floor talking on the phone for no reason whatsoever. For over and over, shot after shot. It's Mary Hartman. It's fantastic. So there you go.
And I think if Hard Eyes had that, it would be higher in my estimation.
I don't know what the modern day Louise Lasseter is. Louise Lasseter only was famous because she dated Woody Allen and then got to know Norman Lear and did one season of a mock soap opera called Mary Hartman. And then she basically disappeared from the face of the earth until she showed up on Blood Rage. I'm not sure who that is exactly. I don't know. I'd have to think about what 90s sitcom lasted one season and then so I don't know, maybe Jenny McCarthy. Anyway, all right. So let's talk about Sinners.
And there were fun cameos from Ed Begley Jr. and Barbara Hershey.
Ed Begley. I love that. That took me totally by surprise that when Ed Begley Jr. and Barbara Hershey showed up. And by the way, I have actually, we used to have this contest in Hollywood when I lived there, who's picked up Ed Begley more often, because he had one of the first electric cars and it kept breaking down on Laurel Canyon. And so like every person I knew had picked up Ed Begley Jr. at one point and driven him to a garage so he could get a tow. And because this was before cell phones, I have picked up Ed Begley Jr. So it was all great to see him. Yes. Ed Begley Jr. was in my Chevy, my Chevy Blazer. From Glockner's in Portsmouth, Ohio. He rode in my passenger seat.
What did you guys talk about on the commute, or was it dead silent?
No, we talked, and he was very nice. He complained the whole time about his car, and he apologized like 20 times. And I was like, "It's fine, man. It's fine. It's cool." And so, and it was funny because I went to work and I was like, "I just picked up Ed Begley Jr." And my brother, your Uncle Brian, looked at me and said, "Yep, done that about 3 times." I was like, "Okay."
It's like that's the tally, right? In Hollywood, it's who's picked up Ed Begley Jr. the most times and who slept with Billy Idol the most amount of times.
Yeah. Well, good Lord, who knows? Yeah, both of those are astronomical numbers, but
and the music in this is terrible. Terrible.
That's my first note. My first note for this film is opens with only 2009's finest butt rock.
Oh, it's so bad through the whole movie.
And then my second note is this movie somehow manages to find a way to make NASCAR look slow. So those are not the first 2 notes you want to be making on a movie.
No.
Oh man, yeah, Jackson. Had you ever seen this before, Jackson?
No, and I'm glad I stayed away from it. If I had seen this one, and I guess my brain is still developing, by the way. Your brain is developing until you're 25. But if I had seen this at a formative age when I was like 15, I'm pretty sure I would be 20 or 30 IQ points lower than I am now. This is just like it is sci-fi channel slop is what this is.
It's awful.
And it is insane to me what a step down this is. I mean, we were joking about the third film, right? And every Final Destination film has its problems. But Final Destination 4, The Final Destination. There's nothing about it, by the way. This is the least definitive Final Destination movie ever. The Final Destination makes Final Destination 3 look like, again, a Kubrick film. I mean, it's really amazing how much they drop the ball on this film in almost every single... There's no category in which this film excels.
Well, let me read you a quote, and then Brian, I'll go to you. So we'll go round robin and get our overall thoughts before we get into the kills and stuff. But Brian, guys, this is a quote from the producer. Producer Craig Perry on the 4th film in the Final Destination franchise said, "It might have been a good time, but the movie, which we thought would be the final flick, is not my favorite. In fact, I don't think the 4th one is good at all. Actually, it sucks."
Wow. A strong endorsement.
That's from one of the producers. Brian, what do you say, man?
Oh, my. Can we just start talking about like what we've been watching lately?
But it does have really good bits in it, I thought. Like there are some really funny, genuinely funny, like intentionally funny exchanges. Like we have the Elvira knockoff, Medusa, who calls her viewers perverts.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That she just, "You perverts, here's an ad." That's a really good bit. But it is undercut a little bit by the grandpa going, "Wow, huge cans," you know. And then Medusa is a major player in the 3rd act of this film. I was about to say climax, but I averted my... I kind of swerved at the last second.